You've probably watched a clip of an octopus vanish in front of your eyes and thought, okay, cool party trick. But here's the thing, that wasn't a trick. That was the most advanced color-changing system on Earth running at full speed in under a second. And the wildest part, the animal doing it is technically colorblind. So how does a colorblind creature match colors perfectly? How does it change faster than you can blink? How does its skin keep working even when it's been cut off from the brain entirely? The answer isn't one system. It's three completely different systems firing at the same time, and the way they work together will genuinely change how you look at the ocean. Camouflage, at its most basic, is just blending in. A stick bug is brown because brown looks like bark. Simple. But imagine if your skin could instantly copy a marble countertop. Not just the color, but the shine and the texture and the tiny surface bumps in less time than it takes to blink. That's what an octopus does every single time it lands on a new surface. It's not approximating, it's copying. And it does this with skin that has no eyes in it. Or at least, that's what we thought. Most people assume octopuses and chameleons are basically doing the same thing. Both change color, so people put them in the same box. That's the misconception, and it makes sense why both animals get featured in the same incredible nature videos, back to back, doing what looks like the same trick. But the mechanism is completely different. A chameleon uses hormones, chemical signals that travel through the blood and tell the skin cells what to do. That process takes 20 to 60 seconds. An octopus uses its nervous system, direct electrical signals, like flipping a light switch instead of waiting for a letter to arrive in the mail. The result? A full color change in 200 milliseconds. That's 100 times faster than a chameleon. That's the difference between a telegram and a text message. The octopus isn't doing a slow mood shift, it's running a real-time display system on its skin. Here's where it gets crazy. That system has 3 separate layers, and each one does a completely different job. The first layer is called chromatophores, tiny sacs of pigment scattered across the skin like thousands of freckles. Each sac is surrounded by small muscles like a rubber balloon with strings attached to the outside. When the muscles pull outward, the sac stretches and the color bursts out. Red, black, or yellow, depending on which sac it is. When the muscles relax, the sac shrinks back down and the color disappears. A single square centimeter of octopus skin can hold hundreds of these, more color control units per inch than pixels on a phone screen. Open and close thousands of them at once in the right pattern, and you get an instant copy of whatever surface the octopus is sitting on. But chromatophores only make 3 colors. So how does an octopus produce shimmering blue, electric green, or gold? That's where the second layer comes in. Below the chromatophores sit cells called iridophores, and these don't contain any pigment at all. Instead, they contain a protein called reflectin, which works like a tiny mirror tuned to bounce back only certain wavelengths of light. So stack enough of these cells in the right way, and you get metallic blues and greens that seem to glow from inside the skin, colors the chromatophores could never make on their own. Below that is the third layer, leucophores, which simply reflect white light back out in all directions, giving the whole system a neutral base to work from. Think of it like white paint on a wall before you add color. It makes everything brighter and more accurate. But the octopus doesn't stop there. On top of all this, it has tiny muscular bumps called papillae that can rise and fall on command, physically reshaping the skin from smooth to spiky in seconds. So the octopus doesn't just match the color of coral, it matches the shape. That's the difference between printing a photo of a brick wall and actually building one. Now compare this directly to the chameleon. Chameleons are famous for color change, but the honest truth is they mostly use it to communicate, showing mood, attracting mates, regulating body temperature. Actual camouflage is secondary. Their change takes 20 to 60 seconds and works through hormone signals in the blood. Octopuses use color change almost entirely for survival, hiding from predators, sneaking up on prey, and they do it in 200 milliseconds through direct nerve signals. Then there's the cuttlefish, which is in the same animal family as the octopus. Cuttlefish take it even further. They run moving wave patterns across their skin while swimming, like a living LED billboard scrolling through images. Scientists believe this rippling effect might actually hypnotize the small fish and crabs they hunt, freezing the prey in place before the strike. Chameleon equals mood ring. Octopus equals live video feed. Cuttlefish equals a TV commercial playing on loop. One researcher recorded a single octopus making 177 complete camouflage changes in 1 hour. That's roughly 3 full transformations every minute for 60 straight minutes. Now here's the part that genuinely sounds made up. In 2015, scientists found photoreceptor genes, the same type of genes that make your eyes work, active inside octopus skin. Not in the brain, not near the eyes, in the skin itself. They took a small patch of skin, cut it completely away from the body, shone a light on it, and it reacted. The chromatophores shifted. The detached skin responded to light on its own, with no brain involved at all. The skin can see. Not clearly, not with detail, but enough to detect light and react to it. And that may be the answer to the colorblind mystery. The octopus can't see color with its eyes. But one theory is that its skin is picking up color information directly and adjusting the camouflage without ever sending the signal to the brain. That's not just weird. That's a completely different model for how a nervous system can work. This is the part everyone misses. This biology is hiding in plain sight all around you, and you've probably walked right past it a dozen times. Every nature documentary showing an octopus vanish into a reef, that's all 3 layers firing at once. The word camouflage itself was borrowed from the French military during World War I, but the biology behind it is 500 million years older. If you've ever eaten squid ink pasta, you've consumed a byproduct of the same animal family. Squids use ink as an escape tool, while octopuses rely more heavily on their skin. Military labs right now are trying to copy the chromatophore system to build color-changing fabric for soldiers. The octopus cracked that problem 140 million years before anyone in a lab coat tried. The film My Octopus Teacher on Netflix. The whole story is built on one octopus using this camouflage system to survive, hunt, and form a strange bond with a diver. That cuttlebone in your pet bird's cage, the white chalky block it pecks at, is the leftover internal shell of a cuttlefish from the same family with the same color change system. Optical illusion art that seems to shift color depending on the angle you're looking at. That's the same principle as iridophores, where the color you see depends on how light hits the surface. Researchers working on flexible color-changing phone screens are studying reflectin, the exact protein inside octopus skin, as a possible material for next-generation displays. Thermochromic dye used in those novelty mugs that reveal a hidden image when hot liquid is poured in is a basic, clunky version of what leucophores do naturally. Even the phrase blend into the background, that's a metaphor pulled straight from this biology, even if you've never thought about it that way. Here's the honest caveat, though. We don't fully understand this system yet. We know the 3 layers exist. We know the neural control works faster than hormones. But exactly how the octopus decides what pattern to display? So how it processes visual information quickly enough to react in 200 milliseconds, and how photoreception in the skin actually turns into a useful camouflage signal, those questions are still open. The system is also expensive to run. Keeping thousands of chromatophores active uses real energy, which means an octopus that can't hunt successfully starts to lose its ability to hide effectively. The camouflage and the intelligence are linked. You need to be smart enough to eat well enough to keep hiding. Right now, DARPA and university labs around the world are trying to build artificial skin that works like chromatophores for military gear, for soft robots, for medical devices. The octopus solved this engineering problem 140 million years ago. We're still working on the prototype. Octopus camouflage is 3 stacked systems: pigment, reflection, and texture, firing together in 200 milliseconds, run by a nervous system so fast the skin practically acts on its own. What you thought was a cool party trick is actually the most sophisticated disguise technology on the planet, and it's been in the ocean since before dinosaurs existed.